Friends, hello everyone, it's Victoria here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad to see you here. Today I'll tell you about one strategy that helps me earn money. So therefore I strongly recommend you to watch this video till the end. And in the description below this video, you'll find a link to my Telegram channel where you can ask me any questions you're interested in. There is also a link to my private Telegram channel where I share my daily trading signals. There is also a super marathon which I run weekly, which can help you increase your deposit from $150 to $5,000, guys. So this happens every week, so please join this marathon. And in addition, if you write to my private Telegram channel, you will get a 50% gift deposit if you sign up for PocketOption, which is actually absolutely free and a nice bonus. So now let's move on to PocketOption and let's get started. Today we're working with a Euro-US dollar currency pair. The rate is 4.9% of the deposit. Based on a movement of quotations, I open a deal for the price movement below. The bid is $350 for 1 minute. I made this decision because the price, having reached a 2-minute maximum, suspended its growth. At the same time, the lines of the stochastic indicator began to change their direction, which is a signal for a possible trend change. As you can see from the chart, the price has significantly decreased. The new candle at the same time also decreases. Despite the existing oscillatory movements, the downward trend in prices remains, wherefore the stochastic indicator begins to show a clear signal about a possible decline in quotations. Yep. Our profit is $318.5. A good start, let's continue. Now we need to find an entry point of a deal. After the transaction is completed, the price is continuing to decline. The stochastic indicator gives a signal about a possible price reduction. So after the initial fluctuations, the price rebounds and I open the deal. The price movement is lower. The bid is $350 for 1 minute. After opening the deal, the price decreased slightly when returned back. At the same time, the stochastic indicator began to change the direction of its lines. What can we say about the possible upward movement of the price? Fluctuations continue in the area of the entry point. A new candle opens, which begins a steady decline. At the same time, fluctuations remain. The price is at a comfortable level for us, and the time of the transaction is coming to an end. We're looking, and again, we make a profit of $318.5. So we continue further. Let's find a new point to enter the transaction. Having decreased, the price began to fix and then began to gradually grow. The stochastic indicator also gives a signal about a possible upward movement of the price. On the rebound, I open a deal. The price movement is higher. The bid is $350 for 1 minute. And let's watch what is happening on a chart. After opening the deal, the price increased by several positions, but the new candle began to approach the entry point of the deal. Impulse fluctuations have begun, and on one of them, the price is greatly reduced while reaching a local minimum, when a rebound occurred with the same impulse, and the quotes go above the opening of the transaction. 30 seconds pass, and a new candle opens, which is also trying to grow. The transaction is being completed, and we're increasing the balance by $318.5 again. So everything is going as we expect, although with little worries. Let's find a new point to open a deal. After the transaction is completed, the price begins to decline, but the oscillatory movements persist. A new candle after opening also tends to go down. The stochastic indicator also gives a signal about a possible downward movement of the price. Based on this information, I open a deal for the price movement below. The bid is $350 for 1 minute. After the opening of the transaction, the price continued to fluctuate with minor deviations. But after a few seconds, it dropped significantly, reaching a 10-minute low. The new candle at the beginning declined and then returned to its opening point. So the stochastic indicator at the same time gives a signal about a possible price reduction. This is confirmed by quotes where the price reaches the lower limit of the Dongan indicator. The transaction is being completed. Yep, another $318 replenishes our deposit. Let's continue. The price begins a steady upward movement, the growth continues, and a new candle opens with a gap up. And I open a deal for the price to move up. The bid is $350 for 1 minute again. After the opening of the transaction, the price growth continued, but when there was a rebound, the price starts to be fixed and a new candle opens, which begins to fluctuate and approaches the entry point of the transaction. And after another fluctuation, the price drops below the entry point into the transaction. The transaction has been completed. Zero. My bet is gone. As I have repeatedly said, it's impossible to exclude the risk of losing a bet. Let's not get discouraged and open a new deal for the price movement higher. The bid is $350 for 1 minute again. I made this decision because I believe that the last impulse hasn't ended yet. And again, the beginning of the transaction is good. The price is moving in the direction we need. The new candle is also growing while it tends to the upper limit of the Dongan indicator. The stochastic indicator at this time shows a signal about possible upward movement of the price. So 30 seconds passed and a new candle opened, which began a sharp decline. But at the same time, it's above the opening of the transaction. We're a few seconds left. The profit was $318.5. The completion of the transaction was a little tense, I'd say. Now you need to find a new entry point to the deal. So after the transaction is completed, the price continues to decline while reaching the middle line of the Dongan indicator. When there is a rebound and I open a deal for the price movement below. The bid is $350 for 1 minute. I also made this decision taking into account the signal of the stochastic indicator about a possible decline in quotations. Let's observe. After opening, the price begins a steady decline. A new candle reaches the lower limit of the Dongan indicator, after which a rebound occurs. When the quotes are fixed in the area of the opening point of the candle with slight fluctuations. After that, they begin to grow. The new candle, in turn, having opened, began to decline. And the time the transaction is coming to an end, we're waiting quietly. Yep, then we earned another $318. Let's continue, guys. After reaching the lower limit of the Dongan indicator, the price begins its reversal, and already a new candle reaches the middle line of the Dongan indicator, where its fixation occurs and fluctuations begin without pronounced movement. The stochastic indicator at this time shows a signal about possible upward movement of quotes. Price tries to gain a foothold in the upper half of the Donkin indicator but cannot and rolls back down. The new candle, having opened, began to move down. At the same time, it tends to the lower limit of the Donkin indicator. The stochastic indicator signal has been preserved and I open a deal for a higher price movement. The bid is again $350 for 1 minute. And what is going on? A new candle opens which begins to move up. So after a short fixation, the growth continues and the price reaches the middle line of the Donkin indicator. After that, it bounces down and 30 seconds are completed. A new candle opens. Its movement is minimal, but the growth of quotations remains. Fluctuations begin, directed towards the middle line of the Donkin indicator. The time of transaction ends, and we get $318.5 profit again. As you can see, nothing complicated, and this concludes our trading session today. So let's summarize the result. We made 8 trades and one of which resulted in the loss of the bet. Nevertheless, today's profit is $1,879.5. I think it's a good result, guys. So today I've shown you that profit can be extracted from any situation, and when choosing an entry point to a deal, I strongly recommend you to carefully consider and choose this moment, the current situation, So I advise you to definitely use these indicators because this can reduce your risk and can allow you to make a profit over a long distance. So I really want you to continue using the indicators because as we've seen today, the methods of this analysis here are not complicated at all. And guys, in the description below this video, you'll find a link to my Telegram channel where you can ask me any questions you're interested in, and where you'll also find a link to my private Telegram channel where daily trading signals is published. And there's also, I run weekly marathons where you can increase your deposit from $150 to $5,000, guys. So be sure to join this marathon because this happens every week. And in addition, if you write me on Telegram, you will get a 50% gift deposit for registration on the PocketOption, a really nice bonus. So, dear friends, this offer is very interesting and I hope that you made the most from this video. So guys, thank you again for watching this video till the end. If you enjoyed this video, you must like it and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell so that you won't miss anything useful and interesting. So that's all for today, guys. Good luck in your future trading session and see you in the next one.